Today on the show, we're going to talk about another collection. Could be coming over to Xbox Game Pass and PC. Court, let's get into this whole thing right now. Yeah, everybody, welcome to Xbox. Hey, I'm Matt. This is Court. Hi, buddy. How you feeling?
What's going on?
How you
all right.
You good?
Yeah, I'm done talking about Activision Blizzard. So let's talk about something totally different, please.
Yeah, let's talk about possibility of a new collection coming over to a Game Pass and PC. And this is according to the rumor mill that's coming out. And also Tom Warren over at The Verge kind of like poked it, didn't he? He kind of poked the bear.
Yeah, he poked it. Yeah, so the fellows over at Xbox Era had a podcast over the weekend, and Nick from Xbox Era mentioned a little rumor that we could be getting another franchise, first-party studio franchise, collection in the form of something like the Master Chief Collection. Now, they debated back and forth between the two collections on the show.
Yeah.
We'll have the link and everything in the pinned comment, whether it would be Fable or Gears. And then Tom Warren.
Yeah, he did.
He followed that up from The Verge. He followed that up with a little tweet when they put out their tweet about it. That the Gears. What did he said?
He said Tom Warren said the gears are really turning on this rumor.
Yeah. So I think that means that he is hearing the same rumor. It is possibly Gears. Jeff Grubb kind of made a joke about it as well. So when the two people that know more than all of us, besides Phil Spencer, say it, we're probably getting a Gears, but I'm still in hopes that we've got a Fable. Now, believe it or not, I did some research.
Do the research.
For the show.
Head of logistics.
Go over what we already have currently.
Thank you.
With the Gears of War franchise. So we have Gears 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all currently on Game Pass. Now, they all currently have the HDR, auto HDR,
yes,
which I have found personally sometimes in a game is meh. A perfect example for me is one of the Star Wars games I'm playing right now, Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
I don't like the HDR boost.
Really? It kind of wrecked it?
Yeah, because it kind of flickers sometimes and it kind of messes up. I love the FPS boost on most games. So these games, Gears 1 is 1080p, 60 frames per second HDR.
Yep. And we had that Ultimate Edition of Gears 1 that they released a few years ago, right?
Yes.
That got all the retouch.
Yes, and that is 4K.
Yes.
Yes, that is 4K 60 HDR. Gears 2 and 3, we have confirmed are 1440p, 60 frames per second HDR. Gears 4 is 4K 60 HDR. And then we have Gears 5, which is 4K 120 HDR. Also, and this shouldn't be lightly, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos. As someone that has become a huge Dolby Atmos fan in the last year, if you had it on your TV or if you can buy a headset that can do it and pay for the licensing, I highly recommend it.
Yep.
I'm playing a game right now, Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, that has all the bells and whistles, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos. And when you're playing that game and you can hear footsteps and people coming from behind you, it's just crazy pants.
I got my Astro A50s. I love my headset. And yeah, I have the Dolby subscription. Ooh, it's totally true. Because like in a game like Tomb Raider itself, where it's like helicopters coming around, or I can constantly hear Court, like just in the jungle, just noises. Just like birds or whatever, rustlings in the bushes. And you're kind of like, is this in my house? But it's all around you. So yeah, it's crazy pants. So continue.
Yeah.
Gears.
And
Gears.
So Gears 5, it's beautiful. Now,
Yeah.
I'm lucky enough that I never played it before until I got my Xbox Series X. And so when I first played Gears 5, it was glowed up. It was 4K. It was 120 frames per second, Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision. I personally love the game. I couldn't keep it down. I just was enjoying being in the world. I felt immersed, especially playing this game. So if they're going to do this collection, we know what they did with the Master Chief, where they totally did it up. My guess, if they do the Gears collection, is we're going to get 4K 120.
Yeah, because
on
they're also
the Xbox Series X, and then we would get 1440p, 60 frames per second on the S. Because if they did, or 120, it depends on, they might give it different modes. I have a funny feeling they're going to be playing with some stuff.
Fidelity versus like performance mode on your S and X. And because they've also talked about in this article, pushing it for PC to give the PC players the collection. Obviously, it comes over to Xbox. I think it's a no-brainer and we'll talk about Fable in a minute, but I think that putting it in as a tight collection, I'm with you. I really do love Gears franchise. As someone who didn't play or didn't have the original Xbox and the initial 360, like I came really late into 360, I missed a lot of Gears, but Gears 1 was like beautiful game at the time. Like you remember seeing all the ads, and I would watch gameplay of that thing. I loved it. So when they did the Ultimate Edition, gave it all of that like nice coat of paint. I absolutely love the series, but what I don't like right now, where I have gone back and I have played Ultimate number 1, 4, 5, and replayed them and did some online because Horde mode is bananas. It's the best thing ever. But I find it's way too separate, and a collection makes total sense because number 5 still gets content. They keep releasing new content. The servers are live. It's working. It's awesome.
Busters is amazing. Amazing.
But there's it's in every direction, right? You want to have that Master Chief experience where I can click on, here's Gears of War, and go in there. It's like, what game? They also mentioned in the article of like being able to actually do it chronologically, playing everything to DLC to all of this stuff. So for me, I would personally love a Gears collection. Give it to me, and give it to me, Cord. 4K, 120. And for PC players, I know you're out there with your GE Force friggin' graphics cards, the hell you're doing, your 3070s and all this stuff. You want that. You want that 120.
You do, and I think it'd be smart. We talked about it before the show. It could be, we know they're going to be announcing a Gear 6. It's obvious they're working on one. Let's be honest.
Gears of War Infinite.
Whatever they're going to call it. So you're going to get, hey, here's the collection, hold you over for a bit and be like, and by the way, we got a new Gears of War game coming. We can promise you, but here's what we're going to give you for now. Here's what we worked on, because they're probably trying to fine tune things. They probably, when they did all the upgrades that they did to Gears 5, it gave them, okay, here's what we've got to do. I personally would rather redoing the series, like take Gears 1 and redo it from the ground up. But that's me, because I find when developers do this and they redo these classic games, like I'm hoping they do with Crash and Spyro and such. It's just so much better to bring it into the new version and give it that full experience. And that leads me into the game that I want to have a collection.
Talk to me, Daddy. Let's go.
I know it's a pie in the sky, and I know it's not something that's going to happen, but mine is Fable. I would love, give me Fable Anniversary, give me Fable 2, give me Fable 3, give me it in 4K 60, but give it to me. Pick one of them and redo the whole thing, like full remaster. Then just give me the glow ups on the other two. As I understand, it would be a lot to do.
And you have the new Fable coming out, right?
Yeah,
like that one makes a lot more sense too.
Playground Games is coming out with a new Fable, which we haven't seen. I'm hoping we see this year. But that's the collection I want, and you throw that on PC. Give me both collections. Hey. You know what? This year could be the year of the collections. PlayStation's got their director's cuts, which done very well. Ghost of Tsushima director's cut was amazing. We know they're doing their glow up right now with the Legacy collection with Uncharted. Give me two collections. I would love to play. I'm going to play those collections on the PlayStation. Give me collections on the Xbox. Give me some of those Legacy titles.
Question from the audience. What do you think about, this is down the road. I'm with you. I believe that the collections is the way to go because new players coming in every day into the Xbox ecosystem. So having a Master Chief collection plus Infinite is there. Having a Gears collection makes total sense. Having a Fable collection makes total sense. Then what do you think about 2 years time, 3 years time, Call of Duty collection, Xbox Game Pass? Because then I'm thinking about, think then about your dashboard, maybe a free fresh dashboard, but think about your dashboard where you're like, Master Chief.
Please have a free fresh dashboard.
Master Chief, Gears, Fable, Call of Duty.
Well, you're gonna get they 100%. Like how when we did a video, people love it. Is no more backwards compatibility, no more this, no more that. They're not doing anything more. They're probably looking at the collection they have with Activision and Blizzard, and like, okay,
Activision.
Now that we got this, like FPS boost to live in day. Like if we're gonna get 1440p or 4K HDR. 120 frames per second Call of Duties. I look at a game like World at War.
Yeah.
Please Please just update it. Just update it. Give me that again. So yeah, you're 100% right. They can go down that collection road. Sony's proven that it works. We like it. You know, we're old gamers. I'll go out. There's new gamers, and there's new gamers that haven't played these games before. There's crazy people right now are getting that Legacy Uncharted collection on the PlayStation that had never played an Uncharted game before.
And that's what I think a lot of us forget, because you and I, we are that generation now of like, we do a show and we game a lot, and we have kids and they are starting to play with games, and we have the disposable income. So it's like, we are the ones that grew up with all the original Xbox, but we often forget, as people on Twitter and people online, we often forget that there are brand new players every single day across the globe that are like, I've never played Uncharted. I've heard of the new one and I've heard of Nathan Drake, but I don't know. I've never played the originals because I wasn't born yet. And we forget about those things. And we forget about that. Even with a Gears Ultimate Edition #1, there are players that, let alone have not been in the Xbox ecosystem, that are like, I got a Series S for Christmas. Yes, Gears is on the shop, but they don't turn it on. If it's front splashed in the center of the page being like, here's your Gears collection, it's a massive win. And there are people that have never played it because they're literally not alive when Gears came out. So yeah, I'm excited. And Fable and all the other ones and Tony Hawk. And like, there's so many. You give us Tony Hawk collection.
Well, we just got it. They just gave us a Tony Hawk collection on Activision. We just put it on Game Pass.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, put it on Game Pass and give it some more boosties.
No, you don't have to. They just gave it for you. Did you not play the last one?
No.
They just gave us this. Oh, yeah. So they just did that. So
I know they did it. I didn't know what the resolution.
Full boosties. Full
Right.
boosties.
I love
so
a good boosty.
you can definitely have it. It'll come to Game Pass, and you can break your controller because
Fantastic.
that's that type of game. But hey, let us know in the comments. What game would you want a collection from the Xbox ecosystem or studios? It can be Activision Blizzard games. It can be Doom. It can be anything you want. Any Xbox first-party studio. Let us know.